I ain't the kind to wear a tie, button up from 9 to 5. I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says that work can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional. Yeah. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host for the night, Devin, and joining me, we got the illustrious Rob.
Hey guys, it's Rob.
The illustrious Rob.
It's the illustrious Rob.
Yes. That's his new stage name, the illustrious Rob. You can determine for yourself what stage he's working. I'm not at liberty to say.
Spoiler alert, it's a stripper stage.
Hey, you know what? If you got it, work it. There's no shame in being a stripper. There's no shame in being a stripper. On tonight's episode, I honestly don't know what we're gonna do. You're gonna go house shopping with me. As I peruse Zillow, looking for some real estate, and I'm gonna bounce ideas off Rob, and he's gonna give you the thumbs up or the thumbs down and tell me that I've made terrible life decisions. That's only half true. I have made terrible life decisions, but we're not going to review Zillow, at least not at the moment. On also Zillow, not a sponsor, by the way.
Not that we ever talk about as a sponsor. We have
no. We don't have sponsors anymore. After the incident, we're not talking about the incident, but we don't have sponsors anywhere after the incident. If you want to know what incident I'm talking about, well, go listen to all the episodes and you tell me. Anyway, you can tell this is already going to be a great episode. You already can tell this is going fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We have prepared nothing. Look behind
the
curtain.
Prepared nothing, and yet that makes us the most unprofessional of the Simply Unprofessional podcast.
Yes.
I mean. You know what, Rob? Let's talk about random topic just came to my mind. What was the greatest vacation you've ever taken?
It would probably have to be my family rented an RV and we traveled all around the U.S.
Oh my God, I think I would probably end up in jail if that happened. Like I would have murdered somebody in my family at some point. If it was me and my family crammed in an RV traveling around the country, I would have killed somebody or myself. Just like how fast are you going to the freeway, Mom? Like 80. Can you make it like 90? Sure. I just open the door and jump out. Like I just want to make sure. I just want to be certain.
Yeah. It was for the whole summer, so about 3 months, and we hardly ever ate lunch because every time we brought up lunch, my mom would be like, "Oh, lunch is gone." Like, what happened to it? We were driving, lunch is gone. It's like,
what does that mean? I have so many questions for your mom now. What does that mean?
So we would only have breakfast and dinner. She would always just say, "Oh, lunch is gone."
Lunch is gone? What does that mean? What does that mean, Mom?
Because it was too late. It was too close to dinner, so we just skipped ahead to dinner. It's like, what?
Like, lunch has to be eaten between 12 and 12:30. It's like, it's 12:31. Lunch is gone. There's no more lunch.
Pretty much.
We are now too close to dinner for you to have lunch, young man. You will spoil your appetite. It's like, it is literally 1 minute too late, Mom. Please. Can I have an apple? No. No apples for you. You will not eat in between your meals.
Yeah. So we drove around. We saw, we went to a bunch of, famous places. Like, we stopped at Niagara Falls. We crossed into Canada to look at the other side of the falls, and we almost got arrested because my dad had hunting rifles in the RV, and they didn't declare them because we just wanted to see the other side of the fall and go right back. So, yeah, we had a whole thing where the Canadian cops stopped us and were searching the RV and stuff. But they did let us go, so we went back, and we never did see the other side of the falls because the American side
got arrested in Canada too. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was driving with my friend, and we were just traveling across the border. And I have an enhanced license, which in Michigan, you can cross over with an enhanced license. You can drive across the bridge, and go to Canada without having a passport, right? So I had my enhanced license. I asked him like multiple times before we were going on this trip. We were going to Toronto for a while. I asked him. I was like, "Hey, you have your enhanced license?" He's like, "Yeah. I got it. It's cool." I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever. I believe you." He got there. Turns out he doesn't have an enhanced license. So he hands his license to the guy, and the cop looks at him. He's like, "This is an enhanced license. You need, I need a passport." And he's like, I thought I had an enhanced license. I'm sorry. I thought when I renewed it, I got the enhanced version." And the cop's like, "All right, so what's your name?" Like, he's looking at his ID. He's like, "All right, what's your name?" My friend stumbles on his own name. I'm like, "Oh no. Oh no. How?
Why?
How do you stumble on your own name?" He stumbles on his own name, and the cop looks at him. He's just like, "Uh-huh. Can you pull over there for me, please?" Come on, man. So we pull over. Fucking like we have to go. I went through like Canadian customs. Like we had to go through like Canadian immigration customs, to like get approved to come in. And they're like, "All right, we'll let you through, but I mean, the stateside guys, they may have a problem letting you back in the country." I'm like, "Well, I thought about it. And I was like, I mean, Canada's not that bad of a place. I'll just be Canadian. It's fine. They won't let you back in." I'm like, "Oh, I'm just Canadian now. It's fine." I mean, I could have got back. Really, my friend would have had to live out his life as a Canadian. Also, the drive between the Windsor Bridge and going into Toronto, surprisingly, a lot of trees. And if you're driving it at night, it's like a 2-lane highway, like a 2 or 3-lane highway. It's very dark. Like, I mean, it is like that dark that's like, it was like no other car on the road. It was like eerily dark. Like, it was almost like we were in like a really long tunnel. It was weird, but good times. Sidebar, I think the best trip I've ever taken was an underage trip to Vegas. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, how is going to Vegas when you're underage? You're not old enough to gamble. I wasn't old enough to vote. I was like 15 when we went to Vegas. Same friend. His mom went on a lot of trips, and I was friends with them, and because I grew up poor, but he was less poor. So his mom went on a lot of trips, and since we were like inseparable, I also went on a lot of trips. So we went to a lot of places. So we are going to Vegas. Spent like a week in Vegas for free, by the way. Like, well, I spent like the week in Vegas for free.
Well,
so I mean, like, I'm not complaining. I was like 15 at the time. I'm not complaining about this at all. It was over the summer. It was great. But anyway, it was just a really odd trip because like at one point of the night we got bored. We're 15. We were like 15, like 14, 15. Got bored like 2 a.m. in Vegas. We're like, we're just gonna go wander the strip. Like, all right, let's go. We left the hotel, just wandered the strip, walked around for like 3 hours. We got propositioned by like some random drunk girl in the street. It was a good time. All in all, like 2 thumbs up. Solid trip to Vegas. I would do it again. A lot of like weird shit happened along the way. Like we were playing an arcade game, and we were doing a good job. We attracted a small crowd. That was interesting. I learned things about people in Vegas. You can attract a crowd in Vegas doing almost anything. Like if it's remotely interesting, if like one person stops, you're gonna get at least like 5 other people that stop, and then every one person will bring 5 people. So if you get like one person to stop for like your little like sideshow act in Vegas, 5 more people will come, and those 5 people will bring 5 more people each. So eventually, yeah, that's how Vegas works. Yeah, so 100%. Favorite trip I've ever taken. I actually gambled. Wasn't supposed to gamble. Nobody was around. I had $1. I put my money in the slots. I pulled the slot machine. I didn't win, but I did it. I gambled illegally. There you go. That's my crime. I confess. That's my crime, Rob. I gambled illegally.
Well, here to hear. Come arrest him.
Yep. So it's all over, boys. We're going to the paddy wagon.
But
The paddy wagon, it's all over.
on my trip, we also went to Vegas, which so stories about that too. So after Niagara Falls, we went to Mount Rushmore. We went to Carlsbad Caverns. We saw the Redwood Forest. We went to Yosemite. We went to Yellowstone. We went to we basically took a trip to all like the touristy trap places. We went to Vegas. We went to my mom wanted to go to Graceland, so we went there. We went to Myrtle Beach. We went to a bunch of different places, and a couple things like besides the getting caught in Canada, we went up into the Rocky Mountains to cross over into the other side. And one thing, when we were up there, the freaking snow on the mountains was above. This was in the summer. The freaking snow was above our top of our RV. Like we were going through snow tunnels as we drove along the roads. And then as we were coming down, our brakes melted. So we got stuck in a town while they repaired our brakes because the brakes coming down the mountain, basically they melted and fused. And then we also had problems with our RV in Death Valley. We got stuck in Death Valley because sometimes somehow the heat had affected our engine and we had to have it repaired. That was not fun. And we saw the Badlands too. We went to see that huge dam. Can't think of the name of it for some reason. And then we stopped in Vegas where me and my brother, our parents left us alone, and not alone, but like we were in the same building, but we went they had like these weird rides that you could go on if you were underage. So we were doing like the weird rides, and then later we ran into some hookers that gave us like flyers on the street. It was just everything was really weird.
My people.
So, yeah.
My people.
So my mom took those away. It was like, no. Especially, like, I was only like 13 or 14 at the time, and my brother was...
Rob's like, joke's on you. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I also was not interested, but...
I'm not interested in your hooking ways. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I was... The only spot where you can get... Not the only spot, but one of the few spots you can get hooker flyers. Sorry, escort flyers. They're classy.
They are classy.
They're classy, girl. They classy. They classy broads. They classy broads.
Tilly, that was my most interesting vacation. The one I enjoyed the most is probably my friends and I all took a cruise. Cruise ship was awesome. All the places we went were awesome. Stop, Tilly, come here.
Rob took a cruise. Who takes cruises?
Yep, I went with my ex-wife. I would probably have more fun now that I'm not married. But...
The funny part is Rob and his ex-wife are still friends.
We are. She lives like 5 minutes from here.
This is the podcast. She's just like, why do you keep talking so bad about me?
I'm not talking bad about her. I'm just saying I would have more fun because I'm single. And
I was like, I'm single and I can mingle.
I can
mingle, damn it. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. Like, all right, Rob, be careful. Nobody's going to stop you, Rob. I promise. Nobody's going to stop you. But yeah.
Oh my God. On that cruise, one of the things they had an ice sculptor who was like using a chainsaw to cut ice into like things out on the deck.
That seems very safe on a cruise ship.
Sure, yeah. But anyway, so there's a group of teenagers that just take one of the big chunks of ice into the jacuzzi with them, and they're like licking it and stuff. I'm like, and they kept dropping it in the water. It's like, okay, number one, that's salt water because they fill the tubs and the pools with salt water, and then they drain them every day to clean them and refill them with salt water. Like, so you're dropping it in ocean water, who knows what, and like plus, and everybody's in there like stewing in this hot tub, and you're just picking it up and licking it. It's like, ew.
Yeah, that's no. We're not doing that. We're better than that, people.
Yeah.
We're better than that. Come on now. Come on now. Licking. What the hell? What the hell?
Oh, but my friends and I weren't too much better because we all got super drunk at one of the bars one night, and then we all went swimming after we were drunk. So, yeah, we didn't make great decisions at that point either.
There's a point in everybody's life where you don't make good decisions. You just make decisions.
Oh, and our ship threw a... and we almost capsized. That was fun. I
don't know why I heard when you said that. I thought you said like we threw up and then like went overboard. I was like, what the hell? No, Rob.
No, they threw a rudder and the ship tipped over and almost like went all the way over. Like me and my ex-wife were sleeping and we got thrown into the wall. We were like, what the fuck? And then it went back and we fell back on the bed. Two of our friends had been up and were in the gym and they were like exercising on the exercise bikes. They're like, we look up and all of a sudden, instead of seeing out the windows like the sky, we saw the ocean outside the windows. We were like, what the fuck is happening? But luckily we did not capsize. It was all
Captain's just like, oh, I'm just recreating Titanic. Don't mind me. Just keep going with your business.
Yeah.
You're like, no, sir. We will not do this. You are trying to murder us. Sir, you're trying to murder us. It's like, no, me never. No, I would never murder you. As I capsize your boat. Capsized. But yeah. So that was Rob's most interesting vacation. That was a little bit of my most interesting vacation. We both have in common that we both almost got arrested in Canada. So fuck Canada. Hear that, John? You can keep your Canada, John. We don't want it. We don't want your Canada. Keep it.
Canada's giving us all its cold. I don't like it.
Try to arrest me.
They need to take it back.
You can't arrest me, Canada. I'll arrest myself. If that works, right? They can't arrest me if I arrest myself first, right?
Sure.
I wonder if you can get a lighter sentence if, like, you rob a bank and then right before they catch you, you just do a citizen's arrest on yourself.
I feel like, do I get credit? Does this mean that I have?
I'm self-reporting. Is this? Does this look better? Look better to the judge?
I captured a dangerous criminal. You should let me go. You were the dangerous criminal you captured. What is
semantics? Don't worry about it. Just that's all semantics. Don't worry about it. Just listen. The point is, I removed this dangerous criminal off the streets. It's like, yeah, but you're the dangerous criminal. It's like, no, man, I'm not dangerous at all. I'm nice. I'm a nice guy. I like this house, but I feel like there's like a good chunk of this house that they're not showing me.
That's why you gotta go look in person.
I know, but I don't have time for that. But I know. Yeah, let me see. How far is that from my job? Let's find out. It's 30 minutes. 30-minute drive. Not that bad by car. 30-minute by car. And then to my friend's house. The only two places I will probably be going. Which is really sad when I say it out loud. It's 18 minutes to my friend's house. So 18 minutes to my friend's house. 30 minutes to my job. It's not that bad, Rob. It's not that bad. All in all, with utilities on average, I'm looking at $732 a month. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's pretty nice. But anyway,
I could not afford that.
I mean, I afford and pay are two different things, Rob. Two different things. I mean, and it's a mortgage. I don't mind paying that for a mortgage. Rent's expensive in Michigan. Michigan is like it varies wildly from like extremely cheap to like extremely expensive. Like it just or extremely cheap to expensive ish, but not worth what you're paying. That's a more proper way to say it.
Yeah.
Because like you can find like relatively cheap stuff in Michigan. It's just that you're also going to be like, if you're paying like more expensive stuff, you're probably not getting what you actually want or need out of this. Bleh. Also, the downside is like, I don't have time to buy a fixer-upper either. If I want to buy a house, I don't have time to buy a fixer-upper. Like, I don't have time to fix it.
Hmm.
I'm going to be a schoolboy here pretty soon. I have time to fix things, Rob. So we got vacations. We've got Rob almost dying on a cruise ship.
Yep.
That's not what happened, but I'm embellishing the story to make it sound more interesting. That's called journalism, people. In case you didn't know. Man almost dies on cruise ship. It was crazy. I was asleep. The ship almost turned over, but it didn't. Like I said, man almost dies on cruise ship. I mean, to be fair, it's not an incorrect title. Yeah. So let's see. Is there any dream vacations you want to take, Rob?
I would like to go to Ireland and Australia. Although Australia has very big bugs and things, so I don't know.
Everything in Australia can kill you.
Yeah.
Like everything in Australia can kill you. Like I don't understand Australia. Like Australia is I feel like Australia is like the land in like the RPG world that's like not at your level. Like that's like you only attempt Australia once you hit level like 20, you've maxed out your character.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, Australia time. Everything can kill you. Like everything Australia can just kill you. And that's not cool. I don't want to die in Australia.
No.
Where's the fun in that? Oh, Rob, you're a dog person. Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Why are all small dogs annoying?
I mean, it really depends on what kind of dog it is. Some of them aren't, but
Okay. Let's go with like Shih Tzus.
um,
This is Rob the dog whisperer. He's
yeah. I mean, it just like smaller dogs usually feel like they need to be more aggressive because they're smaller. It's basically like the Danny DeVito.
so they all have Napoleon complexes. Like
Yeah,
small dogs just have Napoleon complexes. Like that's what it is.
basically, yeah.
And I didn't seem like that was because Matilda was barking. It really wasn't. I was just curious. I had nothing to do with Matilda.
Yeah, well, she's being a jerk right now, and I don't.
What is the cutoff age on like both ends of like a midlife crisis, Rob? What would you say is the cutoff age of like a midlife crisis? Like at what age can you officially say like I'm having a midlife crisis? And then like at what age is just like you just accept that your life is shit and you're not having a midlife crisis?
I would say midlife crisis is probably between like 40 and 55.
Yeah.
Would fall somewhere in that area.
Life expectancy for men is like 75. So technically a man can have a midlife crisis at like 38. So anything before 40, you're being melodramatic. Anything after like 55, you're a man child. Is that what I'm getting? Is that the official scale of midlife crisis scale?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you could also be a man child and having a midlife crisis, but one of those will go away. Huh. Rob, what are some of your irrational fears? Like fears of
Irrational
shit.
fears?
Like fears of shit. Like it's never gonna happen, but you're still terrified of it anyway.
Uh, giant spiders. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, demons. I don't. Like, I always thought my parents' house was haunted or something. Because I used to have terrible nightmares when I lived there. But then when I moved out, I didn't have them anymore. But I don't know if that's just like my mind projecting what my life was like into my dreams.
That's just years of regression.
Yeah.
That's just years of you being repressed.
Yeah. Like later on, I thought, I'm like, maybe that was the reason.
It's probably it. It's probably it. That's probably what that is. What if demons are just the things like we just create because we don't know how to cope with our own life problems?
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm getting into the whole topic of like, you could argue and say that about religion in general is like, we created something because humans created something to explain the unexplained because humans are too vain to just say that they don't know. Which, I mean, is plausible. I think that's a plausible explanation because I think humans are that arrogant as a species. I think we are that arrogant. I think we are the only species of mammals, and I'm not a scientist by far, but I think we're the only species of mammals that actually have like arrogance, as a common trait. Like human beings as a whole are very arrogant. And then people are like, I don't know if that's true. I'm not an arrogant person. The fact that there's one person in the world, one human being in the world that will look at a saber-toothed tiger and be like, I fucked that tiger up. No, you won't. There's no part of you on any day where you fuck that tiger up. That tiger will kill you in its sleep, accidentally. But like, that's something that like us as humans, like we fucking do. We're just like, oh hey, I got this because I'm human and I've never failed before. Even though there's like a string of all evidence to the contrary. I really think that like as a whole, I think we're just a really just arrogant, pig-headed like species of mammal. Like I can't think of any other like mammal like in the wild that like displays traits that we do.
Yeah.
That are like actively against like our best nature. not like oh we're advancing. No. I mean like it's like actively like against our better nature, but we're doing it anyway. It's fucked up. So fucked up. Also, Rob, did you know that Smash Mouth wrote a cookbook?
What?
Yeah, Smash Mouth wrote a cookbook.
Of what?
Of food. It's called Smash Mouth Recipes from the Road Rock and Roll Cookbook. Apparently it's 386 pages long. And it has a foreword by Guy Fieri.
Jeez.
Also, Danny Trejo has a cookbook called Trejo's Tacos, Recipes and Stories from LA. A cookbook. I mean, I don't know. I kind of want this cookbook now. I'd buy a Danny Trejo cookbook. Danny Trejo, he's about that shit. Like, he's actually, like, fucking, like, cooking. Look at Danny. I'm proud of you, Danny. Anyway. It's not the important part here. His cookbook is only 224 pages because he cares about your soul. Snoop Dogg has a cookbook. His cookbook is only 192 pages because he also cares about your soul. Yeah. Bob Ross, man. That was random, but I just saw Bob Ross pop up. I miss Bob Ross. Painting happy trees. painting friendly trees and all that shit. Ugh, Rob, this episode's going off the rails.
It is.
But it's okay. It's okay. I don't talk about it. I'm just ideas are popping in my head and I'm throwing them out there. I mean, I could rag on you for 35 minutes, like how you had fucking Taco Bell and McDonald's in your high school. Me and Webby do that all the time. Fucking Taco Bell in high school. It's like, oh yeah, you know, with the high school, yeah, I had Taco Bell for lunch in my high school. Like, oh, fuck you too then.
Well, we did, yeah.
You rich asshole. I was like, I'm not rich. I was like, I know you suffer from the same problem I did. You grew up poor, but just rich enough to go to school with richer people and realize just how poor you really are. Like, that's how I grew up. I grew up just poor enough to go to a school with rich people and then realize I am that much more poor. I think I like felt I never felt poor in my life until like one day. I remember this vividly because it scarred me. Not really. It kind of scarred me a little bit. Like I was giving this kid. I wasn't personally giving a kid, but like I was getting picked up, and I was giving this kid a ride to the library as a friend. Like, and he gets in the car, and he's just like, "Man, where are the TVs at?" And it was like, "Motherfucker, you can walk." You can walk your ass the 3 miles to the library, or however long it was. Like, fuck you. Where are the TVs? But yeah, that's how I feel about everything. I don't know. Sad. Sad, Rob. I want TVs in my car, Rob.
Me too.
How is your car? Is your car still like dead?
It is.
Did you get a new car yet?
I did not.
I feel like your car's been dead for almost a year.
It has. It was like I looked it up. It was June, or May. It was either May or June. So it's been almost a year. Yeah.
Car's been dead for a year. I was like, it's fine. I don't go anywhere. Is your aunt? Is she still stuck in
Pennsylvania? Yes.
Did she just like secretly like move to Pennsylvania, like to like stay with her new man or something, and she just doesn't want to tell you?
No, they're coming back in March. Her and my other aunt. That's why I have to move out because my other aunt is moving in with her, so they need the space. So that's why I have to.
So when are you moving out?
I have to be out by the first week of March. Well, I mean, I might have a little extra time because they're not coming back till mid-March, but around at that time.
First of March. I'm like, Rob, that's like a week and a half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Well, if you count the first week of March, is 3 weeks. So.
Okay. Like, yeah. I mean, it's sooner rather than later.
Yep.
Do you have a place you're going? I know you said you're moving with your friend, I think, right?
No, that fell through. I'm looking for a place of my own, and if I can't find one, Webby has offered to let me. I might be moving to New Hampshire.
Oh wow! Look at that. That's good.
Yeah.
That'd be good for both of you.
Mm.
You guys be doing SU together. You're like, Rob, I hear Webby in the background. I know he's there. Don't lie to me.
No, he's sick. Shut up! Shut up!
I hear him. He's talking. I hear him. Yeah. I don't know anymore, man. I don't know at all. I don't know. I'm actually going crazy trying to do this podcast. What game are you playing that you were so distracted that you didn't want to answer my messages, Rob?
7 Days to Die.
God damn it! Everybody's playing 7 Days to Die again.
Yeah.
I blame Avalos. Everybody's like, I'm playing 7 Days of Die Again. I'm like, I'm not touching that game again. I refuse. Oh, so apparently, like the Wink show on Netflix is not good. Apparently, it's just like dark for no reason.
Oh.
Like apparently, they wrote like it's a kid show. Like it's a kid show. They could have easily just added in like some edginess to it. It made it like better. But like they decided to just go like completely off the rails with it. Like everybody hates everybody in the show, and the friends don't like each other. Like even like you watch the clips, like even the friends don't like each other. Like they're just like random sex references for no reason.
No.
Like yeah, like two guys are talking. It's like, oh, dude, she wants your dick. It's like, all right,
No.
because that's a conversation people just have on a random. Okay, sure, yeah.
Right.
I'm like, all right, sure, but yeah, I don't know. It's not like great. I stopped watching it. I got like 2 episodes. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good at this.
Yeah, I mean, I plan to watch that. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'll see now, but
You need to watch The Promised Neverland. You need to watch the children trying not to
be eaten. Yeah,
be eaten alive.
I don't know that that's better, but okay.
It is. There's a story there. It's gripping. They're making a new Cruella movie.
Yeah.
Like, is it actually 101 Dalmatians or is it just
No,
Cruella?
it's just Cruella. Although I did see some Dalmatians in part of the.
Who,
Like, if you watch the trailer.
who asked for this? Like, I don't understand. Like these movies that they make. Who asked for these movies?
I don't know.
Nobody asked for a Cruella Deville movie. Like nobody was like, oh, you know what I need in my life? Cruella Deville. Nobody asked for this. Who? Who, man? Who? I don't get it. I don't get it, Rob. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Let's see what other movies are coming out. Oh wait, did Flash start back up or is that end of the month?
I don't think it started yet.
Oh, that's cool. So John Wesley Ship's version of the Flash, he's gonna show up in Supergirl, Stargirl.
Yeah.
You get Jay Garrick Flash Stargirl. All right, when is the Flash starting back up? Talk to me. Tell me your secrets. Do it now. I'm Arnold. Get down. March 2nd. It starts on March 2nd. So yeah, the Flash is on a downward spiral. That's not good. So it started off season 1 had 4 million average viewership. Season 2 is 4.25. Well, 4.62 season 1, 4.25 season 2, 3.5 in season 3, 3.04 season 4, 2.43 in season 5, 2.23 in season 6, and then to be determined in season 7. So it's on a slower downward trend, which is not good. Black Lightning, I think, is getting canceled. Yeah, well, it got a final season, which is good. So it's one last season, final season. That's it. We got Superman and Lois. We got Batwoman, which I still need to watch Batwoman. Like I watched the first season for the most part, but I haven't got too crazy into it. I was watching this new show, not CW related, but I was thinking of that. And I was thinking of Vampire Diaries, and that was the other show I was watching on Shudder. And I need to. Yeah, A Discovery of Witches.
Hmm.
Yeah. It looks interesting. I just can't get past the first episode. I know that sounds weird. But I haven't had the time to like sit down and like watch it. Like I always put it on like, oh, I'm gonna pay attention to this, but I'm always doing something else at the same time. And I'm like, oh, this is like much slower than I thought it was like going to be.
Hmm.
Like it's not something I can like watch with in the background. I actually have to like watch it. But yeah, I mean it's A Discovery of Witches. There's 2 seasons of it. It's on Shudder, which you can find it probably anywhere else. But historian Diana Bishop is a witch denying her own heritage when she unexpectedly calls up an ancient bewitched manuscript from Oxford's library. She finds herself thrown into the heart of a dangerous mystery and into the path of an enigmatic vampire, Matthew Claremont. Matthew is driven to solve the looming threat of the creature's decline and extinction, but their unlikely alliance to find the book before it falls into the wrong hands, and their deepening relationship threatens to violate age-old taboos and shake the fragile peace that existed between the species. So it's a classic vampire and witch story, and I'm a sucker for vampire and witch stories. I don't know why, but I am. I'll watch every single one of them. You throw them my way, I'll watch them. Boom. I even watched Twilight a couple times. Not a fan of it, but I watched it. All I'm saying is vampires shouldn't sparkle. Is that fair? Is that fair, Rob? Vampires shouldn't sparkle, all right?
Right.
All
No
right.
sparkly vampires.
Nobody wants sparkly vampires. Nobody wants sparkly vampires. I don't want sparkly vampire. You want a sparkly vampire? I don't want sparkly vampire.
Not really.
All right, Rob. I'm literally running out of topics to talk about. So, how far are we in? I was like, we've been doing this for 20 minutes.
We started at 8:58, so it's been almost an hour. It's about
Look at that. We're pretty good, right?
a little short, yeah.
I think we should just call it because I had nothing else to talk about. Like, this was literally completely off the cuff. I had nothing planned.
For Gabriel with Rob, I've got that the Mars rover landed.
It did.
Safely.
I watched them clapping. I watched the clapping, and then I was like, I'm happy that they're happy. And then I stopped caring.
Yeah. So it's gonna drive around in Mars like the other rover. You know.
Now, Rob, what happens if the rover gets unexpectedly like destroyed?
Well, that would suck. I mean, if it gets destroyed by something, then we have more problems. But if it just like falls off,
Right. What if like it's just driving and like sees something, and the next thing we know, like it just gets picked up and like slammed? It's like, oh shit, oh shit, Martians, they exist. You know, I always laugh. I'm like, what if there are other species out there, but they don't know we exist, and us trying to find out they exist alert them to or alert our existence to them, or alert them to our existence, and that is what ultimately sparks the downfall of humanity.
Yeah.
Humanity's own curiosity of what's beyond is what led our death to us. Damn. Actually, it's kind of fitting. Also, by the way, I mean, America's almost 250 years. Most empires fall within 250 years. So, to be fair, we may not have much longer left anyway.
True.
All right. So the Mars rover successfully landed. As for the life advice with Devin, it's going to be sometimes it's okay to be content. You don't always have to know the answer to everything. Because sometimes you think you want to know what's on the other side of that door, but you really don't. It could be a Martian trying to kill you. That's all I'm saying.
Cool.
That's life advice with Devin. And as always, Rob, where can they find you at on the interwebs?
Or X, and you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ConfessorX.
Repeat that one more time because I'm pretty sure you cut out for everybody else too.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Confessor_X and on Twitch at twitch.tv/ConfessorX.
All I heard was like X and then like some other words and then something else. I was like, all right, we're gonna just redo that. And you guys can find me on Twitter at DMP_Pookie and on Twitch at MrD3. And as always, you can find Webby on Instagram at Patrick.Webster52 and on Twitter at Jax_Walker, all one word. Please feel free to email us. Tell us how terrible this episode is. This was very last minute, but hey, it is what it is. Here we are. If you didn't enjoy this, you suck. There you go. That's it. That's the extent of my witty banter. You suck. If you didn't enjoy this, you suck. Why are you here? Yeah. I love you. See, Matilda's angry at you. That's how. Matilda's very angry that you didn't like this podcast episode. And me and Rob tried so hard on. Yep. But anyway. All right. As always, fuck Booster Gold.
Fuck Booster Goals. I said that
very
very
angry. Angry.
I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done.
I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep on the call.
I'm simply unprofessional.